All right, so I originally did not have a clue as to what I was going to talk about this week, but a song on the radio that just came on as I'm sitting here in the car helped me figure it out. And I'm going to talk about it in a second. But first, I do want to say that there will be a bonus episode this week. I recorded one as I'm recording this now yesterday, talking about the shakeups, the big time shakeups we've had in cable news this week. And I had some thoughts on that, and you will hear those on Friday in a bonus episode. I wanted it to be its own separate thing because I didn't want it to take away from what you're hearing on our main episode here. So you'll hear that in a bonus episode coming up later in the week. I'm aiming for Friday. If it's not Friday, just check social media. I will have something there letting you know otherwise. But as of right now, it plans to be on Friday. So that is coming up on the docket here. The bonus episode later this week. We're going to be talking about what happened with Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon. And you'll hear that, like I said, on Friday. Okay, so like I said just now, I heard a song on the radio that made me think of something I want to talk about this week. And if you can't tell by the title, it's talking about feeling and living positively. And what I mean by that is, do you live your life positively? Like, are you an upbeat kind of person? Do you see things as glass half empty or glass half full? Me, for the longest time, I was always glass half empty kind of guy. I always thought the sky was falling. I always thought the worst, doom and gloom, and what bad thing is going to happen next. Well, I think a part of that could be blamed for my part of that we could put the blame on is for my anxiety and depression. Let me say that again. The blame I could put that on is my anxiety and depression. I could put some of the blame on it. I can also put some of the blame on the small town I grew up in. It's not very positive. It's not very life affirming. You don't hear a lot of positive things in this town. But growing up, and going through this journey that I've been on, as we've talked about right here on this podcast, being on this journey has helped me see things and helped me change my mind a little bit and helped me see things a little more positively. That song I was talking about on the radio that helped me think of this topic was It's a Great Day to Be Alive by Travis Tritt. Now, if you know me at all, or if you followed my personal social media pages, you know how that song makes me feel good. It's a life affirming, it's just a wonderful song to hear. It's a country song, but it's such a wonderful song to hear. And it makes you feel good whenever you hear. If you have not heard it, I highly recommend you go do, because it's such a powerful, amazing song that just, like I said, it makes you feel good. And I kind of wake up with that mentality every morning. Like every morning when I wake up, it is a great day to be alive because you woke up. You know, if you wouldn't wake up, I mean, yes, you might have a job that stinks, or you might have problems with your family or your friend. You have a problem with a friend, but no matter what, that's just, you can get past that if you work really hard to get past it and you be the better person and try to work with whoever you're fighting with, or if your job isn't good. Each day is a gift. And I don't think we realize that. You know, we just take life for granted sometimes until something happens that makes it and puts it into perspective, you know? You get what I'm saying here? That's, like I said, why I do this podcast is because I make sure that you get some value out of it. You take something from it. And that's why we do these episodes here. So, yes, like I said, each day is a gift, and you never know what lies around. You know, it's like Jake Glazer says, Fox NFL Sunday Insider. He's now, of course, an author, Unbreakable. He's a mental health inspiration, really, and motivator. He says, you never know what lies around next Tuesday. Yes, you don't know what lies around next Tuesday, and you don't know what lies around that could be bad, but you also don't know what lies around that could be good. Like, you never know what positive thing could happen in your life. Like, you could get a promotion at your job, you can find a new significant other, or something else great could happen in your life um, next week, or next month, or maybe 3 months down the road. You just don't know, you know? And while, yes, a lot of bad can happen, but also a lot of good can happen in your life. You just have to have the right mindset. And for me, having the right mindset, it's feeling positive, living a positive outlook, just having a positive outlook on things, living in that positive mindset that things can and will get better. Um, I've been so cynical and critical, and so worried about what's happening in our country. But and I'll tackle this in a topic in another episode. But controlling what you control is also what only you can control is something also that's important. I will discuss that in a different episode down the line. Maybe, who knows, maybe even next week. But I wanted to just talk about this for a second because this was in my mind today as I'm recording this. And you just got to learn to live a positive mindset, because if you don't, your life's going to be doom and gloom, and nobody will want to be around you. And I don't think most of us want to interact with other humans, you know, and having that outlook, having that positive mindset is so beneficial. It has been for me. I mean, it's changed me completely. Um, Being the glass half full kind of guy, just seeing things differently has helped me so much in my journey to becoming a better person. And I'm still working on it. It's not perfect, nor am I ever going to be perfect. I've said that many times, and I will continue to say it until I'm blue in the face, that I will never be perfect, but I'm going to try to be the best person I can be. And that starts with changing my mindset. And it's already off to a good start. I'm just hoping great things will come along down the line. And if you keep that positive mindset, they most certainly will. And also, another thing, being around other people that have that same mindset as you is also helpful. But at the same token, don't be too toxic about it. Don't, because there are people that are like overly positive. And those kind of people you really don't want to be around, because they see, I don't think they see the world really as a they just see it as positive everything. You don't want to be over you know overcome by it. You want to be positive, but you also want to be realistic. You don't want to just, because the world can be a scary place, can be a bad place. Yes. You got to look at it realistically, but you also got to be positive about what you see. You get what I mean, guys? It's just really that simple. Just look at look at things positively, yes, but also realize that, be realistic, and just realize that yes, things can be bad, but there's always good that comes out of something that's bad. At least what I've learned. Especially in this journey that I've taken, something good always comes from something bad. I always see the silver lining. I always see something positive out of a bad situation. It's just it's just that simple. But like I said, don't let it overcome you. Don't let it take it take complete control. Learn that yes, the world can be a scary place, and be realistic about that, but also just maintain some sort of positivity that helps you realize that yes, I can be positive, but also yes, the world is a scary place, but I'm always going to look for the silver lining in every bad situation, because yes, there are good things that come out of bad situations and bad things. And you just got to be able to find that. And if you can do that, then that's a great way to help yourself and help others around you as well. So that'll do it for this week's edition of I've Got Something to Say. Remember, bonus episode coming up on Friday. I'm going to be talking about the cable news shakeups that we've had this week, and my thoughts on what I think of them and what will happen next to both Fox News and CNN. In the meantime, I hope you follow this podcast for more great things coming from me. Of course, we always, like I said, I want you to take something from this. I want you to get value from this podcast. I want you to maybe help put your life into perspective a little bit, and just try to make things better. Just one thing at a time, guys. That's the whole point of the podcast. Is just to make things better. Yeah, please follow the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, and or iHeartRadio. Social, TJT Podcast, Facebook and Twitter. I update the pages often with new episodes. Go ahead and follow there. You can follow me, TJT Media or TJ Tumble Media, on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as well. I've been getting wonderful comments from you guys on Instagram, and I really do appreciate it. As always, I really do appreciate your feedback, and let me know your feedback if you have any. Email tjtpodcasts@gmail.com. You can leave a voice message. There's a link in the description of every single episode. So please do that. And of course, as I said as well, social media, a great place to find and reach out to me as well. In the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I'll see you again next week.